the IPFW women's volleyball team as they have taken on opponents from the Mid-American Conference. On Tuesday night, they lost to Eastern Michigan, the leaders in the West. On Wednesday night, they came back home and took on Bowling Green, beat the Falcons for the second time this year. Bowling Green is in third place in the West. And tonight, they're going to take on the Thundering Herd from Marshall, second place in the East. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Maas. Welcome once again to IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports. I'm joined as always by men's assistant volleyball coach Mark Franke. And Mark, it's been an interesting week for IPFW against the MAC schools.
Yeah, IPFW's had a nice record against the MAC schools. They have one more tonight.
Interesting similarities between these two teams tonight. Both have a player who's averaging over 5 kills a contest. Both schools have 2 players averaging over 3 digs a contest. Both schools have 2 freshmen as starters, and each team has won 5 of their last 6 matches.
I think the difference tonight is that Marshall is a little stronger offensively than IPFW, but IPFW's strength is in blocking, especially out of Lindsey Brammer, and their back row defense. So that tall Marshall offense will be up against a pretty good defense.
Marshall had a 5-set match last night at Northern Illinois. Could they be fatigued?
And IPFW had the night off, so we probably are a little better rested than they are right now.
It's IPFW against Marshall. Stay tuned. Starting lineups and the opening serve just ahead, right here on College 56 Sports.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Everyone, and welcome to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. This is Mike Maas along with Mark Franke getting ready to call the action in tonight's women's college volleyball match featuring the Thundering Herd of Marshall University and the IPFW Volleyball. Starting lineups for tonight's match. First for the visitors from Marshall, Maggie Arias, a 5-foot freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana. Stephanie Cahill is a 5'11 freshman from Louisville, Kentucky. Amber Sims is a 6-foot junior from Ney, Ohio. Kelly Ann Billingee, 6'3 freshman from Trin City, Trinidad. Katie Stein is the setter. She's a 5'9 junior from Sussex, Wisconsin. Nikki Sandlin is a 5'11 junior from Fairview Heights, Illinois. And the head coach is Mitch Jacobs in his 3rd season overall. He has a record this year of 10-6, an overall mark of 233 and 145. Now for IPFW, starting out, Nicole Howell, 5'10 sophomore from Fort Wayne Bishop Loras High School. Claire Jackson is a 6-foot sophomore from Fort Wayne Southside High School. Fabiana Souza, here we go, there's Claire Jackson, 6-foot sophomore from Southside. Fabiana Souza, a 6-foot junior from Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Sonara Martins is a 5'10 freshman from Belo Horizonte, Brazil. Lindsey Brammer, a 6-foot senior from Yorktown, Indiana. The setter is Lindy Bankowski, a 5'4" senior from Temperance, Michigan. The libero is Peachy Jankowski, a 5'8" freshman from Fraser, Michigan. And the head coach, Kelly Hartley-Hutton, in her 6th season overall. She has a record this year of 12-6, an overall mark of 247 wins and 130 defeats. Mark Franke, as I said earlier in the opening, a lot of similarities in these two teams in the sense that they've each won 5 of their last 6 matches. But the one question I wanted to ask, and as you alluded to, last night IPFW did not play. Marshall had a tough 5-set match on the road at Northern Illinois, then had to make the trip over from DeKalb, Illinois here to Fort Wayne. Could they be tired?
Well, surely they'll be tired. Now, the question is, does it matter? At this point in the season, players and teams are used to going 2 nights, Friday night, Saturday night. And in the women's game, they play a lot during midweek like IPFW did. So I think you have not so much the fact they played last night, but the fact they're 2 months into their season, and you get the normal fatiguing aspect, especially if you spent a lot of time on the road recently.
Well, IPFW will be in their normal traveling blue jerseys with white trim, blue shorts. Marshall wearing the home white with green trim, black shorts. Again, Marshall, they come in tonight's match with a record of 10-6. They are 3-1 in the Eastern Division of the Mid-American Conference. That's good for second place behind Ohio University. IPFW comes into this match with a record of 12-6, and they have won 5 of their last 6. Marshall will serve, and it'll be Kristen Bimberg, the 5'11" sophomore from Schwerin, Germany. And we are underway here at the Gates Center. Lindsey Brammer gets the first point of the night for the Dons.
The matchup that I was looking for, I don't think we're going to see much, at least not in game 1. That's Lindsey Brammer blocking against the #1 hitter on Marshall, Kellyanne Billingy. Billingsy's in the middle back right now. Lindsey Brammer started left front, so they'll only, I think, have 1 rotation where they're matched up.
Sonara Martins serving for the Dons. There's a dig by Martins. Bankowski setting up Souza. Dug out by the Herd. And a lift called on IPFW, so point goes to Marshall. And we're tied at 1. Amber Sims, 6'1" junior from Ney, Ohio, serving.
Oh, I think Lindy Bankowski got away with a mishandle on that.
Claire Jackson setting up Souza. Good dig. Another dig by Bankowski. I'm sorry, by Jankowski. And Lindsey Brammer comes in with the kill for the point for IPFW.
I think one of the real bright spots of the team this year is Lindsey Brammer. She's improved blocking-wise to be the best blocker on the team, and she's very talented at that. But she's also moved to the backside, the right side, and has become quite an offensive player as well. But it's her blocking is where she's having a stellar year.
Peachy Jankowski, the libero, serving for the Dons. And the kill attempt by Nikki Sandlin is wide. And it's a 3-1 lead for IPFW. Again, just underway here at the Gates Sports Center. Glad you could join us here on College 56 Sports. Jump serve for Jankowski. Stein. And I believe point goes to IPFW, and I'm not exactly sure why, Mark.
11 was in the net. Stein, the setter, won the joust, but apparently they called Nikki Sandlin in the net.
4-1. Dons lead. Jankowski continues to serve. Stein. Oh, a nice kill that time by Stephanie Cahill, 5'11" freshman out of Louisville.
Okay, now we have that matchup. We want to watch Lindsey Brammer blocking on our right side, and Kellyanne Billingy. Oh, she's come to the right side to hit, so they're not going to be matched up.
Service error by Katie Stein. Gives the serve back over to IPFW. Jenny Cole, 5'10" freshman out of Fort Wayne Northrop High School in the lineup, and she will serve. Stein setting up Billingy, and Kellyanne Billingen gets her first kill of the night. She had 30 kills last night in the win at Northern Illinois, and she is averaging over 5.5 kills per contest.
Has had, what, 30 kills in 3 of the last 4 matches?
Yes. Another service error, this time by Stephanie Cahill. So 2 service errors, the last 2 attempts by Marshall.
Serving is one area where we've been particularly strong this year. I think we're about a .75 ace to error ratio, which is excellent.
Killing G with a serve, kill rather.
Marshall, I think, is around .6 on that, so we're a little stronger serving team. But again, serving is the first part of defense, and we've just been strong defensively all year, or most of the year at least.
Maggie Arias, Marshall's libero serving. Benkowski for Sonora Martins, dink shot. Nice dig that time by Stein. Killing G is long with the kill attempt, and it's point IPFW.
Number 6.
7-4 our score. IPFW on top. Fabiana Souza serving for the first time tonight. Katie Stein. And in with the kill is Kristen Bimberg off the Stein set.
Number 6.
Katie Stein last night, Mark, against Northern Illinois in the 5-set match had 74 assists. Billingy with the jump serve. Claire Jackson's going to get credit for the kill.
Claire Jackson is a sophomore, I believe, but she has moved into the middle in a starting role this year. She's getting stronger all the time. Her blocking's improving, especially in team blocking situations, and offensively she's getting better as well.
Benkowski serving. There's a block there by Claire Jackson. Martins dug out by Arias. Killing G dug out by Souza. Fabiana Souza into the net. Point Marshall. Our score is now 8-6. IPFW with the lead. Marshall with the serve.
Fabiana Souza has to stay aggressive out of that back row pipe position, the middle of the back row, because it is an effective set for us. But she has to be aggressive. She has to approach and swing hard like she did the last time. She gets an error, she has to come back stronger the next time and not back off.
Lindsey Brammer's kill attempt was blocked by Katie Stein, and it's now 8-7. Hurd within 1. Benkowski setting up Brammer.
Oh, that caught the antenna. She tried to tip it over the block and come down the line, but the angle she had caused her to tip it into the antenna.
Marshall scored 3 points in a row. We're tied at 8. Second tie this first set. Brammer touched by Stein. Stein. Oh, nice tag team block between Martins and Jackson.
That ball didn't look like it was high enough to clear the net, but you heard it hit the block. Even with our headsets on, you could hear the smack.
Yeah. Sonora Martins, the freshman from Brazil, serving. Stein. Oh, and getting the kill with Stephanie Cahill.
Haven't seen much yet of Marshall, obviously, but I like Stephanie Cahill. She goes out there and she swings hard, and she seems to know how to come through the block rather than challenge it. She's not quite as tall as some of the others, but she knows how to come through the block and take advantage of holes.
5'11" freshman out of Louisville. Killing G with a dig. Stein. There's a dig by Jankowski for IPFW. Souza. Oh, a nice block by Stein at the net.
Well, that time she did what I said she shouldn't do. Notice how she came in more tentatively, a little more slowly, stopped, and then jumped vertically rather than jump coming forward.
Marshall with their first lead of this set, 10-9. And Claire Jackson smacks one off Billing's hand. Just like that, we're tied at 10. Again, in women's volleyball, you play rally point scoring to 30 in games 1 through 4. You need to win by 2. If it goes to a 5th set, you play to 15. Peachy Jankowski out of suburban Detroit with the serve. Jankowski, and a good block by Nikki Sandlin. 5'11" junior out of Fairview Heights, Illinois.
IPFW's blockers were caught flat-footed on that potential overpass, and Stein was able to, at the last minute, tip it over into a spot on the floor.
Nicole Howell, and a good dig that time by Bimberg. Benkowski for Brammer. Good block at the net. Free ball coming up for Marshall. Stein setting up Killingy. Martins digs it out. Killingy again at the net. And this time, Killingy is the better of it.
One of the problems we've had with our block all year has been on the left side that we tend to block too vertically, which means our hands go straight up in the air and don't penetrate the net. And typically that's what happens. The ball comes down on IPFW side rather than the opponent's side.
Brammer knocks one off the hands of Katie Stein. It's now 12-11. IPFW trails by 1. Jenny Cole to serve. Her dad played here, we're told, Mark. You may know more about that.
From Northrop, Jenny Cole from Northrop?
Yes.
She's been a nice addition, a defensive addition. She's coming in, and I don't know that she started defensively, did she, in the year?
No.
She just in the last month or so has come on and is being used regularly now.
Killingy long on the kill attempt. We're tied at 12.
You know, my daughter wrote me to point out that Northrop lost the city championship to Concordia on Thursday again. My daughter played for Concordia, and Neil Day, one of our alums, coaches Northrop. Poor Neil, he gets so close. He's got a great team, but he's always up against another good team.
And that went 5 sets as well. Cahill serving for Marshall. Battle at the net. Killingy keeps it alive. Cahill, free ball coming for the Dons. Howell. Oh, nice dig by Cahill. Killingy with a hammer, dug out by Cole. One of the longer rallies. Nice dig by by Stein rather. Killingy, dug out by Martins. Stein. Oh, short set. Sandlin puts it away. One of the longer rallies of the first set.
There was excellent first ball handling by both teams during that rally. The back rows did a good job of controlling the ball, getting to the setter so that the offense could be run.
Bankowski setting up Howell. Off the finger of Cahill. And the Dons pull within 1. It's now 14-13, and Nicole Howell, the sophomore from Bishop Luers High School, will serve.
Got to find out what they call that set. We'd call it a naked 2 in our game on the men's side. I don't know what they call it.
Good dig by Sonata Martins. Stein sets it up for Killingy.
What I mean by that is Nicole Howell came in from the left side, came in tight, fairly tight to the setter, but there's no middle in front of her. Normally the middle's in front of her.
Timeout, technical timeout called. 15-13 our score, Marshall on top. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have something for everyone. We'll find out who will be here for the 10th season of the Omnibus Lecture Series. We'll talk with the first Chapman Distinguished Professor of English at IPFW and find out if the Renaissance has any relevance in the 21st century. And we'll meet some talented artists who are taking computer art and design to new levels. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Mouse, Mark Franke with you, and Craig Hutton.
Kelly's husband. And our
watching
kids
the action.
There. One of them's not watching the action. He's watching the computers.
Mark, during the break, you were noticing the hitting percentages and a big difference in the hitting percentage.
IPFW just went positive. Marshall's been around 20%, which is below their average, but it's certainly much better than IPFW's. And that's been IPFW's problem all year, especially for certain stretches of every match. But even on average, our hitting percentage has not been as good as it needs to be. Maggie
Arias serving for Marshall. And an overplay. And I believe that was
Billingy.
Was that Billingy? That's her 6th kill.
She was up against Lindy Benkowski. We know who's going to win that one.
6-3 against 5-4. Souza. Killingy kept it alive. She
still doesn't have a kill.
And another kill for Kelly Ann Billingy.
This right now, Benkowski's blocking Billingy, and as you said, there's an 11-inch difference. So they're going to have to adjust the back row defense if they leave her out there. We'll see if they do that this time.
Arias continuing to serve. Benkowski for Martins. Dug out by Cahill. Stein setting up Killingy. Martin's defensive block went wide, and it's 18-13.
Have a taller setter coming in. The first plan was to try to rotate the defense around behind on the right side, but it just isn't working. The offense is too strong out of Billingy.
Ashley Roth in for Bankowski at the center position. And Sonara Martins gets a kill for IPFW and stops a 4-point Marshall run. It's now 18-14, and Fabiana Souza to serve. Stein, short set, and putting it away is Amber Sims.
I talked about our blocking being one of our strengths, but we're not getting enough touches, I don't think, on the block right now. You don't have to necessarily block it down on the other side, but you have to touch it, control it, and allow your back row then to play it up so your offense can go. And we're not getting enough touches, I don't believe. Service
ace for Kellyanne Billingy, and Kelly Hartley-Hutton calls timeout with her team trailing 20-14. Join Coach Kelly Hartley-Hutton on Couch 56 for Kelly's Corner, with highlights and perspective from the coach and her guest. Yours truly, Mike Maas, hosts the show. It can be seen on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m., Fridays at 5:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. Again, that's Kelly's Corner right here on College Access Channel 56. Also want to remind you that our telecast tonight is sponsored in part by Ryan Steakhouse, located on North Clinton Street across from Scott's Foods, and by Marco's Pizza, located across from Bishop Dwenger High School, Washington Center, and North Clinton Streets. Happy to have those folks helping to make this telecast possible.
And the band is here. You just saw them.
Stop band is here, as you can hear as well as see. Marshall up by 6, 20-14, and they have the serve.
My guess is that the timeout was spent talking about defensive adjustment. That's just a guess.
Killingy with the jump serve, and it's a service error.
So Coach Hutton gets that point. Call a timeout. The other team errs on their serve. It was a good timeout.
Lindsey Brammer in for Jenny Cole for the Dons. Ashley Roth, 5'8" junior out of Leo High School, will serve. Stein. And it's out. Marshall hitting the ball hard, and IPFW just not reacting to it. Kristen Bimberg, who said she's a 5'11" sophomore out of Germany, serving. Brammer. There's a dig by Jankowski. Martins. And Sonara Martins will get the kill. And now Sonara will serve.
We've scored well in the last couple of weeks off her serve.
Stein setting up Cahill. Good block at the net. Brammer and Jackson combine.
There was some miscommunication in the back row of Marshall. I think the libero thought that ball was going out.
Sonara Martins. Stein. Oh, height advantage that time. Amber Sims at 6'1". No match for IPFW.
And Stein set the ball high enough that her hitter could reach for it. Her arms were totally extended, and that's where the height advantage will work. If the set's low, it doesn't matter if you have a height advantage.
Amber Sims serving. Roth setting up Nicole Howell.
Got a touch on that, not land.
(22-18) is our score. IPFW trails here. First set, best of 5. Peachy Jankowski, the freshman from northern suburbs of Detroit, serving. Stein with the dink shot, as I call it. The setter
that has to be stopped by the blocker. The blocker has to have her hands up, so the setter cannot just simply dump it over the net at tape level. The blockers have to be ready for that with their hands high.
Katie Stein, setter with the serve. Howell Good dig by Stephanie Cahill. Killingy. Martins digs that one out. Howell. Cahill with the dig. Stein for Killingy. Dink shot. Brammer saves it. Free ball coming up for Marshall. And the Killingy gets it over.
Oh.
Don's had a chance.
Nicole. Oh, they're not calling a touch. I thought there was a touch. Nicole Howell had a nice attack there, but she mishandled the first ball. She was trying to redeem herself. When you get a free ball and there is a disruption on the other side, you want to get it to the center quickly and run a quick offense.
Kelly Hartley-Hutton calls another timeout with her team trailing 24-18.
Hitting percentages have gone to 31% for Marshall. That's really good, but that's not much over their average. I think their average, what, 29%? And IPFW is up to 8 or 9%. Still not very good. Team average, that's 24%.
Well, IPFW getting some instruction. Kelly Hartley-Hutton, Steve Florio, #1 assistant. Here's a potential volley donette. New word I just made up. Now players coming back onto the floor.
A 6-point deficit after you're at 24 is a tough one to make up, but you can make it up. And you can also gain some momentum for game 2, so it's important for IPFW to come out and score some points.
Katie Stein serving. Roth setting up Howell. And the block is wide.
She just challenged her. She challenged Billingy. And Billingy was not set up properly for the block, and so the block was out of bounds.
Jenny Cole back in the lineup, and she will serve for IPFW. Katie Stein. Good block by Souza at the net. Free ball coming up for IPFW. And Souza hits the top of the net, and it comes back.
Flavia Souza does not have a kill yet tonight, I don't believe. She's got 4 errors now. She's really struggling.
Uncharacteristic. Stephanie Cahill with a service error, and that's the 3rd service error that I can think of for Marshall in his first set.
When a player struggles like that, you really need to get them their first kill, because then all the mental baggage goes away and they get back into the game.
Nicole Howell serving for IPFW. Dig by Jenny Cole. Martins. Good dig by Cahill. Killingy with the kill for Marshall. Kelly Ann Killingy getting first-hand evidence why she's averaging over 5.5 kills per game. Arias serving for Marshall. Souza, good dig by Cahill. Killingy, dug out by Jenny Cole.
Marshall's in the net. That was interesting. Ashley Roth decided she was going to have Souza go against Billingy, and she set her twice right in front of Billingy to let her best player go against Marshall's best and see who would win that one.
Souza with a service error. You think Kelly might want to take her out for a couple of points?
Well, it's tough when you have the team statistical leader not doing well. It's tough to take them out. Usually they work it out on the floor.
Oh, free ball. And Amber Sims made IPFW pay.
That was a missed set ball that went on top of the net.
28-21, Thundering Herd on top. Kelly Ann Killingy continuing to serve. And it's a service ace. That's her 2nd ace.
That's twice now that we've let it go, watching it hit near the line. Our passers are in awfully close. So they're all in front of the free throw circle there.
Set point for Marshall. Stein dug out by Souza. Roth setting up Martins. Dug out by Arias. And coming away with the kill is Bimberg, and Marshall makes short order of set #1. They win the set by a score of 30-21. Teams will change hands. We'll take a break. Get ready for set #2. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales, you're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have something for everyone. We'll find out who will be here for the 10th season of the Omnibus Lecture Series. We'll talk with the first Chapman Distinguished Professor of English at IPFW and find out if the Renaissance has any relevance in the 21st century. And we'll meet some talented artists who are taking computer art and design to new levels. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW. Mike Moz, Mark Franke with you. And IPFW ran into a roadblock named Kellyanne Billingsley, who had 9 kills in the first set. And Marshall wins the set by a score of 30-21. And what can you say, Mark? Marshall just put it to IPFW.
We were not effective on our block. In fact, they blocked us 2-1. Oh, that's fairly close. Basically, it was offense. I said Marshall's offense against IPFW's defense. Marshall's offense performed superbly.
18-11 in favor of Marshall in assists, 2-1 in blocks, 20-11 in attacks, 5-7. IPFW had more errors, and the hitting percentage 319-095. Well, we'll see what kind of adjustments Kelly Hartley Hutton has made for set number 2. The Dons will serve to start the set. And
we're starting in the 6th rotation. We're starting in the 6th rotation. That means as the setter starts right front.
Fabiana Souza will serve, and as you mentioned, Fabi did not have a good set. 1 kill and a -273 hitting percentage.
And she needs a good serve here to help her. That was fine. Got over it. There wasn't an error.
Cahill dug out by Howell. Cahill with the dig. Stein setting up Stephanie Cahill. Nicole Howell with the dig. Bankowski going to set up Souza. And it's long.
That was more the set than the attack, I think. Although I don't know whether Sosa was supposed to move into that pipe position in the middle of the back row. She came in on an angle. You can't really hit it that way.
Katie Stein serving for the Herd. Martins, and it's just wide. Point Marshall, they're up 2-0. Last thing IPFW needs is to fall behind early here in the second set. Bankowski for Claire Jackson. Dug out by Stein. Killingy. Dug out by Nicole Howell. Martins at the net. And off the hands of Killingy, and it's point IPFW.
That's pretty close to being a throw. I thought maybe she'd get called on that, but she got away with it.
2-1 our score. Lindy Bankowski, senior from Temperance, Michigan, on the Michigan-Ohio border serving. Killing G off the fingertips.
Came off the inside hand. We were out on the antenna, and she cut it back pretty sharp.
Stephanie Cahill serving. She's a freshman as well, as is Killing G. Martins. And it's wide, I think.
Yeah, it's out. It was called out.
Long look by Sonara Martins. She thought it might have been in, but it wasn't. 4-1 our score. Marshall on top here, set number 2. Stephanie Cahill continuing to serve.
It's a nice serve.
Cahill with the dig. Katie Stein for Bimberg, and a good block. I think was that Brammer at the net, or was that Jackson?
That was Brammer. Should be an assist probably for both. When the two are up, they give each half the block, but I think it was Brammer that got it. She waited. She was disciplined. She knew that it was just going to be a soft shot because they were out of system on it.
Sonara Martins with the floating serve, and it found the jet stream here in the Gate Center. Service error makes it 5-2.
Our serving, IPFW serving, has not been very aggressive. We've had a couple of errors, but it just hasn't been aggressive enough.
Jackson, dink shot, and net violation, I think, on Marshall, point IPFW.
Marshall's had more trouble with the net than IPFW tonight. Sometimes that happens to the visiting team. They're in a new gym and they're not used to it. The lights, the everything.
Peachy Jankowski with the jump serve. Stein for Killing G. Dons keep it alive. Let's see what they can do. Good block by Souza. Free ball coming up for IPFW. Bankowski to Brammer. Killing G with the dig. Stein for Sims, off Bankowski's hand, point Marshall. Billingee to serve. Kellyanne Billingee, 6'3" out of Trinidad, and she commits a service error.
So second service error against 2 aces. I guess any coach will take 2 errors for 2 aces.
Jenny Cole in the lineup for IPFW, and she will serve. Stein setting up Killing G. Jankowski with the dig. Bankowski with the dink shot. Dug out
nice
by Arias.
Yeah, Arias had a nice job there picking that up.
Kill goes long, point IPFW.
The Marshall crowd sitting up there didn't like the call. There's a bunch of Marshall parents came in an hour early. They thought we were playing on Eastern time. They knew we were Central, but they thought it was 7 o'clock Eastern.
Bimberg blocked by Bankowski and Souza. Souza.
Marshall coach is calling for, Souza's in the net. Marshall wanted 4 hits called. In other words, our attack didn't clear the net. He may have been right. I don't know. It was close.
It is Marshall serve. It's Bimberg serving. Howell dug out by Killing G. Katie Stein setting up Cahill. Good block there by Bankowski. Souza off Arias' hand, point IPFW.
She should have let that one go to Billingee, who was right behind her and could have played it standing up. Sometimes liberos, their job is to get every ball, and sometimes they go for every ball even when they shouldn't.
Service error for Nicole Howell. Bunch of those tonight. 8-6, Marshall with the lead and the serve.
Other than Marshall's offense, which has been pretty good, I don't know if the game's been played all that well tonight by either team.
Souza blocked wide.
No, that's that ball never. I don't think it ever cleared.
Okay. So Marshall gets the point, and they're up 9-6. Amber Sims continuing to serve.
That's Sousa's 6th error.
Bankowski setting up Martins. And it's just wide. And the Thundering Herd now lead 10-6.
8 hitting errors for IPFW.
And a service error for Amber Sims. Might be the one thing that's keeping IPFW alive in this set. Fabiana Souza to serve. Needs to get untracked. Katie Stein setting up Cahill. And Stephanie Cahill smacks one off the hands of both Souza and Nicole Howell for the kill.
Actually, that was 11 hitting errors for IPFW. I misread the screen here. And plus two were blocks. That's 13 errors against 13 kills. Hitting 0.
Bankowski, good dig by Stein. Battle at the net. Souza going to set up Martins. And Sonara Martins comes down with the kill. Substitution, Lindsey Brammer back in for Jenny Cole. And Lindy Bankowski will serve. Stein for Cahill. Dug out by Bankowski.
Ooh.
Howell dug out by Arias. Killingy at the net. Good block by Lindsey Brammer. And there was that matchup you talked to at the beginning of the match, Mark. Lindsey Brammer, perhaps our best defensive player, going up against Kellyanne Killingy, and that time Brammer won.
It's IPFW's third block for this set.
Souza.
She's still not approaching as well as she needs to.
And off the touch, Marshall wins the point.
I want to use that as an example, not to pick on Fabi, but she's tentative with her hit, so the ball doesn't go. She gets blocked. Then she doesn't get back into position, and when they tip it back, she's not back there to play out of middle back, so the ball lands on the floor. It's the second mistake after the first one.
Point for IPFW. Sonara Martins with the kill. And for Sonara now, she has 4 kills, and she will serve. Killingy off the short
see that
set.
extension? It was a quick set. I wouldn't call it a short set because she had that arm extended. I suspect her arm extends a little higher than mine does or yours, right, Mike?
Well, she's 6'3", and we're shrimps.
Well, at least in height.
Thank you very much. 13-10, Marcia with the lead. Claire Jackson comes down with the kill off the Bankowski set.
IPFW is clicking better now, and Marshall, I don't know if they're necessarily deteriorating their play, but they've not increased their level to accommodate IPFW's, or counteract it, I should say. Well, that kind of turns it around.
Yeah.
Coaches hate service errors at the wrong time. They can take an aggressive serve that misses a corner or a line or something, but when you're rallying and you go back there and you hit a jump floater like that across the back line, it just drives coaches nuts.
Howell dug out by Arias. Bimberg. Bankowski digs it out. Brammer, free ball coming up for Marshall. Stein setting up Killingy.
Wow.
What can you say?
That was a nice kill by Killingy, but I think it was Bimberg's play, the way she pulled that ball down the line. It was just amazing. It was a nice attack by her.
Technical timeout. Score, Marshall 15, IPFW 11. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Hi. I was wondering if you wanted to go out maybe or something, if you had time.
I can tell by your excitable behavior and verbal faux pas that you have generalized anxiety with paranoid tendencies. It would never work.
Okay, thanks.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Forget volleyball, Mike. That is Nick, that promo we just ran for IPFW, that's Nick Kiefer. He denies it. He denies it every time it comes up, but we've all voted that is Nick Kiefer in that promotion there.
Yeah, and he's got a big smile on his face,
Yeah, look
too.
at that. He'd probably got a big check for it, cashed the royalty check. Okay, now we're back to the, is that an Extreme Gladiator there? Somebody's got a bandage on his head. He's got the big hammer.
Well, IPFW needs the big hammers right now as they trail in the second set, 15-11. They also lost the first set, 30-23. Kellyanne Killingy, the 6'3" freshman from Trinidad, serving. Bankowski for Nicole Howell. Block at the net by Marshall. Souza, block at the net by Sims. Katie Stein for Sims. And it's long, point IPFW.
Marshall got some nice touches out of their blocks, which allowed them to keep the ball alive and run their offense. They just ended up with a hitting error.
Jenny Cole, the freshman from Northrop High School, to serve. Katie Stein for Bimberg. Dink shot over the outstretched hands of Souza and Bankowski.
Now, the last time Bimberg was set there on the left side, she pulled the ball back across her body down the line. We dug it, but it's a great attack. This time she tips it over the block and lands on an open spot of the floor. She's a very intelligent hitter from what I've seen so far.
Howell tries to dink, and Bimberg digs it out, but it's going to go to IPFW anyway. Cahill couldn't control it.
That's that set. I need to find out what they call it. I don't think I've seen that before, at least not much.
Nicole Howell to serve. IPFW trails 16-13 here in set number 2. Katie Stein going to set up Stephanie Cahill. Blocked by Bankowski.
Oh, no, that hit the tape and came back.
Hit the tape? Okay. Your eyes are much better than mine, Mark.
Well, sometimes you just get a feel for it. My eyes are not better than yours.
Stein, blocked by Souza. Bimberg going to set up Cahill. Blocked wide, I think, by
my eyes
Souza.
Just about took that one as it came over here. That was headed straight for those little baby blues.
Hey, got my hand out in front of that one.
Sub.
Billingsley back in, and I didn't even catch the fact that Jan Bierce, a 5'2" freshman from Wheeling, West Virginia, had been in the lineup.
She goes in and plays back row some, but with Billingsley, they've got certainly a back row offensive threat.
Bankowski setting up Souza off the fingertips, I believe, of Cahill. Point IPFW. And a badly needed kill for Fabiana Souza. She serves. Stein setting up Cahill.
Wow. Marshall has two nice left sides. Talk about Billingsley a lot. But they've got two other hitters that do a nice job out there as well.
Stephanie Cahill is a 5'11" freshman out of Louisville, Kentucky. Martins off of Stein's hands, point IPFW.
You almost see each team feeding off the other. That one team comes with a strong hit on the left, then the other team responds with the same thing. It's athletic competitiveness coming out.
Lindy Bankowski with the jump serve. Katie Stein sets up, whoa! That kill attempt by Nikki Sandlin found the jet stream. 18-17, Bankowski going to serve for a possible tie. Float serve. Stein setting up Killingy. Dug out that time by Nicole Howell. Free ball coming up for Marshall. It's just wide, no free ball. Howell's shot went wide.
Billingsley has been cutting it inside when she's been hitting from the left, and we've been setting our block up on the antenna, and we've expected the left side blocker to come off, roll back, and play it with the left back helping. We may have to adjust the block some as well, because she's been pretty effective going in there.
Bankowski for Lindsey Brammer off of, I believe, Bimberg's hands. Point IPFW. 19-18 our score. Marshall with the lead. Sonara Martins of IPFW with the serve. Stein for Killingy. Dug out by Martins. Howell. Dug out that time by Bimberg. Return, dink shot. Point Marshall. Change of pace shot by Kristen Bimberg.
Billingsley's the whole offensive package. She hit the previous rotation on the left side. Then this rotation, she ran a quick attack from the middle, but then on transition moved to the right side.
Arias with the serve. Brammer on the right side, dug out by Cahill. Stein setting up Killingy. Off the hands of Jackson, could not control it.
But I don't know on Billingsley. They've got her out blocking the left side, even though she's the opposite, normally block on the right side. Whether they've got her to be up against Brammer, or whether they've got her there for offensive reasons on transition so she can hit left side. See, she's out blocking left again.
Jackson long on the kill attempt, and it's now 22-18. Marshall with the lead. IPFW calls timeout. Learn more about Mastodon Sports by tuning into Mastodon Spotlight each Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday here on Couch 56. Here's truly Mike Moss, reviews the recent sports activities. We look at game footage when possible, and we visit with coaches and players. Again, that's Mastodon Spotlight, now in its 6th year. You can see it Wednesdays at 8 p.m., Fridays at 6:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 1 p.m. right here on Couch 56 Sports.
Well, Fabiana Sosa, who said was supposed to match up against Billingy. Sosa has 2 kills, 7 errors. Billingy, 13 kills, 3 errors. Fabi obviously is having a very poor night, and Billingy's having a very nice one, although it seems to be consistent with what we've seen over the last several matches as we look at their stats.
And Fabiana Sosa, I guess, maybe those of us who follow IPFW, maybe we're expecting too much because she's played awfully well for going on 3 years now.
Well, even good players have bad nights. Sometimes they just have bad nights. Other times the other team helps that bad night along. I said early in game 1 that she never got on track. She needed a chance to get a kill, and then she probably could have helped snap out of it. But she never really got that kill until into game 2, and she's only got 2 on the night.
Service error by Maggie Arias. Makes it 22-19. With Peachy Jankowski to serve for the Dons. Service error, tit for tat. Back-to-back service errors.
Should I bring up my point about the libero should not be allowed to serve now, since both liberos both had errors?
Be my guest.
I hate that rule change.
Kellyanne Billingy with the jump serve. Bankowski setting up Nicole Howell. And Nicole gets the kill right in front of Stephanie Cahill.
Billingy is from Trinidad, right? Which
yes.
is part of the Commonwealth of Nations. So I think English is the predominant language there. So she's probably a native English speaker. Chance to come to the States for an education, play volleyball.
Can't beat that. Bimberg dug out by Cole, but it's wide and it's point. Marshall.
Jankowski was not quick reacting to that. I think she was fooled. She got behind Sosa, I think. She couldn't get around. She could have legally come around and played that as long as she brought the ball back outside the antenna.
Bimberg with the serve. Bankowski setting up Howell. Dug out by Bimberg. Free ball coming up for IPFW. Can they take advantage of it? The Herd keep it alive. Another chance for the Dons. Howell dug out by Cahill. Bimberg back to Cahill. Dug out by Jankowski. Martin's going to set up Nicole Howell. Bimberg with the dig. Billingy rather. Dug out by Jankowski. Nice dig that time by Stein. Long rally here. Howell. Finally, point IPFW.
I think Nicole Howell has risen to the challenge of Billingy. She keeps hammering it back there, that middle back where Billingy's playing.
That was a long rally. Nicole Howell with the serve. Stein setting up Sims. And the kill was wide.
Touch. Marshall wanted the touch, but didn't get it.
2 points in a row for IPFW, and they now trail 24-22. Stein for Cahill. Good block. And Marshall will call timeout, as they've seen their lead drop to a single point. Get a good look at the crowd here at the Gate Center, Mark.
Trying to pick up what Coach Mitch Jacobs is saying. He wasn't happy with the decision that Cahill made on that attack. And I want to figure out exactly why. I think she said she hit it too flat, so it went into the block rather than try to tool it off the block, get it hit the elbow or something so it goes out of bounds, or cut it more in. But I couldn't tell. The Marshall coaching staff's quite animated. They're up a lot. They're calling a lot to their players, warning them when a tip or a roll's coming. So they're interesting to listen to. In fact, the Coach Jacobs asked if he was making too much noise for our broadcast. No, Coach, go ahead. Just put the mic on him. It's probably more interesting to listen to than I am. I'm sure of that.
Maybe both of us. What can I say? Back to the action. IPFW, they trailed 24-20. They've run off 3 points in a row. And now Nicole
double sub here. This. It's a double sub. Oh.
Ashley Roth in the lineup for Bankowski.
Who's where? They don't know. We may get an overlap here.
Cahill blocked by Feaster, who's in the lineup. Sims with the kill. So Amanda Feaster was the other substitution.
Feaster came in at the setter position. Ashley Roth came in at opposite. Of course, Ashley's going to set. And that's why they were confused as to where they should line up.
Sims serving for Marshall. Roth for Souza. Good dig by Bimberg. Cahill dug out by Nicole Howell. Souza off the hands of Bimberg. Point Dons.
This was an interesting setter sub for Kelly Hutton. She normally would tend to substitute Ashley Roth in for front row. She brought her into the back row.
Lift on Stein. And we're tied 25 all.
That's first ball handling error called tonight, I believe, on a setter. And that was probably should have been called. That pass was low, it was flat, and she really had to lift it to take it up.
Souza with a service ace. Her first ace of the night.
That may help her. That may help her get out of the doldrums.
Marshall calls their second and final timeout of the second set. And IPFW now leads 26-25. And I know you're trying to listen to see what the coaching staff is saying. While you listen, we'll get a glance at some of the crowd. Future Volley Dons.
They're passing out hammers tonight, or what's the deal?
I'm not sure.
What's with all these balloon hammers? Kids are beating on each other with it. The hammers started, PA announcer Bob used to say that the hammer every time, primarily Fabi Sosa, but he does with some others when they hit it hard. And they put up on the end of the gym every time he calls it's the hammer. They put up a little cardboard hammer symbol like in baseball stadiums when a pitcher gets a strikeout, they put up a K.
Yeah. Critical for IPFW to maintain momentum. They are up 26-25, trying to square the match at a set apiece. Souza with the serve. Stein setting up Cahill. And it's wide. Stephanie Cahill unloaded. Unfortunately, it went wide.
That's why I wonder with that last time out if that's what Coach Jackson told her to do, cut it more inside, but she didn't control it very well there, and it sailed on her.
Bad serve for Fabiana Souza. 27-26. Katie Stein serving for Marshall. Roth setting up Martins. Dink shot. Oh, good dig that time by Stein.
Okay. They're calling for out. I don't know that it was out. It looked like she had to lift it to get it there, though.
Billings, though, however, off of the hand of Ashley Roth.
The IPFW coaches are saying that it came outside the antenna, but I don't believe it did. I think she brought it back inside, but I think she had to mishandle it to do it. Kelly's going to take a timeout.
Yep. Kelly calls her second timeout. So each team has used their allotted 2 timeouts per set. And you see the Marshall bench and now the IPFW bench. Again, both of these teams came into this match having won 5 of their last 6 matches. IPFW defeated Bowling Green on Wednesday night after losing to Eastern Michigan on Tuesday night. Meanwhile, Marshall defeated their arch rivals West Virginia back in Huntington, West Virginia on Tuesday night. Traveled to Macomb, Illinois, and last night took on Northern Illinois, and they went 5 sets before Marshall prevailed 17-15 in the 5th. Marshall with a record of 10-6 overall. IPFW 12-6.
We're at a critical point here, Mike. Obviously, IPFW came back. They had a service error. Then that rally, that well-played rally that Marshall won. IPFW has to get this next point. If Marshall wins game 2, it takes the entire wind out of the sails for IPFW. If IPFW wins it, we start over and play best of 3.
Yeah. Katie Stein continuing to serve. She's the 5'9" junior setter from Sussex, Wisconsin. Roth setting up Martins. And Martins gets the kill right in front of Bimberg. And as you said, Mark, critical point, and it went the way of IPFW.
That was a very, very big point.
This one may even be bigger. If IPFW can win it, it'll be set point. If not, we're back square at 28. Stein setting up Billingsgee. Good dig by Martins. Bankowski for Martins.
Oh.
4 hits. Miss hit by Sonara Martins.
I was watching things over here on this side of the net. I don't know whether that was a setting error, a timing problem. Hitter wasn't there. I don't know what it was, but obviously the ball didn't arrive at the same time the hitter did.
Cahill serving for Marshall. Brammer blocked at the net. Martins dug out. Billingsgee off the hand of Brammer. Point Marshall, and it's set point Marshall. IPFW needs to respond. Stephanie Cahill with the serve. Bankowski setting up Jackson. Dug out by Stein. Bimberg setting up Billingsgee. Blocked at the net by IPFW.
That was Claire Jackson that got that.
They're tied at 29. You have to win by 2. Sonara Martins will serve. See if that can inject some life into this IPFW team. Stein for Billingsgee. Dig shot, misses. Point IPFW. Now they have a set point.
Where do you think this ball's going to go, Mike? If you had to make a guess, who do you think's going to get it?
Libero?
No, I mean the set. Who's going to get?
Sonara Martins. They're not going to be Fabi. Stein setting up Bill. Oh, it's Bimberg.
Yeah, the setter couldn't get it out to the left.
Jackson with the kill off Arias' hands, and IPFW comes back to set number 2, 31-29. Match is all square to set apiece. We'll be back shortly with more IPFW volleyball action, but first, let's have a look at this year's women's volleyball team in their own words.
Last year's season and the graduation of 3 primary passers and our best backcourt defenders, we knew that we had to focus the winter months and spring training and recruiting efforts on finding ball control players and improving the players we have now and making them become better passers and backcourt defenders. So we spent a lot of time in the gym working with our current players, and then we recruited Peachy Jankowski out of Michigan, who has done an excellent job as a freshman stepping in and handling that difficult role as libero. And you know, it's paid off. We have 3 seniors. They're our captains because they've earned that title. Lindy Bankowski out of Michigan, our setter, has been our starting setter since her freshman year. Some adversity for Lindy this year, a freak injury in practice. She's been away from the court for a little bit, but she did play last weekend at the Miami of Ohio tournament and played well in the defensive specialist role, went in and served and played back row for another player. And she's still, you know, setting and ready to go in that role if we need her to. Janelle Pollard from Southside High School, it's her 5th year with us. She's a 5th-year senior, redshirted her freshman year. And again, you know, not what I would want for Lindy or Janelle in their senior year. She's not 100%, but you know, for Janelle being 90 or 95 or whatever that percent is, she's still an effective outside hitter who packs a lot of heat when we put her in. Hits a very, very heavy ball, and you know, is intelligent, knows how to use the block, and has been a sub in that capacity for us this year. But I think they're both probably frustrated right now that they're maybe not 100%. The 3rd senior is Lindsay Brammer, and we moved her from the middle position to the right side, the opposite position, and I'm like, the light just went off. This is our best blocker. She's a wall, and we put her many times in front of the opponent's best hitter. If balls touch her hands, her arms are not going through. We're not going through to the other side of the net. And they rarely bounce off in the wrong direction. She's a very intelligent, disciplined, physical blocker. Offensively, we need to get her more involved at this point, and she's reminding me of that right now. Fabi's our go-to player. The nice thing about this team is we've had in almost every match 3 or 4 attackers in double-digit kills, and if teams decide to pay a lot of attention to Fabiana, we have somebody else who can hurt them. And that, I think, this year will make Fabiana better because they won't be able to focus on her so much. But Fabiana, as a junior now already, 3rd year with us at IPFW, is starting to become, you know, a leader on the court, more talkative. She's very competitive, and you know, she's what you expect of your go-to player.
Things are going better than we expected. Our big focus for this season was going to be ball control, and we decided that we would make that our goal of preseason, work on our ball control. And we came out, and it was, I guess because we worked on it so hard, it was more along than we thought it would be at this point in the season. So we're getting a lot of good attacks. We're controlling the ball a lot better than most of the teams we've played against. And I think it's the difference, it's making the difference right now for us. We had an injury earlier on. We had our setter, Lindy Bankowski, get hurt, and she was out a few matches. And we had Ashley Roth step up, and she's just been stellar. She's done everything we've needed her to do. She's led this team through lots of big wins and lots of close matches. So we're even a little deeper than we expected, not just in the setting department. We've had some nice play from players off the bench. Amanda Feaster, Kristen Mann has been coming off the bench. Janelle Pollard coming off the bench. So, you know, right now we're clicking, and, you know, if I could find some wood right now, I'd knock on it because I don't want to jinx us going into this weekend.
We're doing great so far. We're very excited to be back home. We hope to get like 20 wins this year again. That's our goal.
This year already, starting off even in 2 days, we had 3 new freshmen, and we already have like a good team chemistry. Like, our team chemistry is awesome, which makes it a lot easier to play on the court.
I think we have really good potential to do well this weekend. We've been doing really good against teams, you know, Big Ten teams, Northwestern and Indiana, and you know, it's all due to our team chemistry. I think we play together good, and when we do play together good, we play awesome, and we get excited and we have fun together, and it's just good. It brings our level of play so much higher, and our defense, it starts with blocking, then our defense comes, and then we start killing balls, and it's fun. Well, in regards to our season goal, during the 2nd week of our team practices, we had a meeting in this very room and talked about 2014 goals. One of those, of course, you measure in athletics. It's very easy to measure a successful year by wins and losses, and some other things are important. But our win total, the mark we were looking at, is to repeat a 20-year or 20-win season. I think that's a difficult task given the schedule that I put together for us. But at this point, to have 7 wins and 4 losses, we feel pretty good about that, given the strength of schedule we've seen to this point. We've been doing good, and we've been getting better at practice, and our practice is we're working on the little things and making, once we get the little things done, the big picture is going to be there. So once we start doing the little things, I think that everything's going to fall into place, and we're going to do very well.
Mom, Dad, you know we love kids, and I've made a decision that will totally change my life. Cameron's too. It's a huge responsibility, leading someone into, who knows, communication or science or math. That's what life's all about, right? Learning so you can pass on knowledge to younger minds. Dad, Mom, I want to be a teacher.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, president of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have something for everyone. We'll find out who will be here for the 10th season of the Omnibus Lecture Series. We'll talk with the first Chapman Distinguished Professor of English at IPFW and find out if the Renaissance has any relevance in the 21st century. And we'll meet some talented artists who are taking computer art and design to new levels. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
-21, rallied to win the second set 31-29, and after roughly an hour and 8 minutes, we're all even, set apiece.
We talked about that late in game 2, that where IPFW came back, got a quick lead. It was tied 27 when Kelly called the timeout. He said the next point was critical. Winning game 2 meant you'd started over, play best of 3. If IPFW lost, then their morale would have been probably destroyed for the game 3. But now we've had the 10-minute delay between games 2 and 3, which is like a basketball halftime. But volleyball coaches usually don't like that long delay. They're just getting used to it.
Here's some of your game statistical update.
Look at the attack percentage for Marshall. They were at 30% after game 1. Now they're down to 18-19%. IPFW at least is in positive numbers, although it's still not anything you'd want to brag about.
44-39 digs in favor of Marshall, and you mentioned earlier, Mark, both on and off air, you thought it was going to be the offense of Marshall against the defense of IPFW. Defense usually translates into digs.
Or blocks.
And blocks.
Touches.
Right.
And then leads to transition offense. Volleyball is kind of a rock, scissors, paper kind of game. And that sometimes you don't even see it in the stats necessarily, but you get a feel for it while you're watching it on the floor.
Kristen Bimberg will serve for Marshall to start the third set. And free ball
nice
coming
save.
up. Stein, blocked by Brammer, but it's wide. I think Sims will get credit for the kill. And it's 1-0.
Fans are yelling if the ball didn't go. Kelly Hartley is arguing the same. But I think Lindsey Brammer got her hand on that.
Bankowski setting up Martins at the foot of Billingsley.
I don't know whether this is by design, although our offense does tend to do it a lot, is to hit deep middle back where Billingsley's playing. And so you take their #1 hitter, you make her play even harder on defense. I think that's why she gets subbed out every so often, to give her a rest.
Sonara Martins with the serve, and it's point IPFW. Katie Stein unable to get to the ball. 2-1. IPFW leads.
Oh,
a break for the Dons. Technically, it goes in the books as a service ace.
It's not technically a service ace. It's a real service ace. It'll be a team ace or a team error on Marshall. You won't give it to a player.
Unlike a couple of years ago, hit the nets and it's a no-go. There's a service error, so just give it right back.
One of the things I chart for our team is our serving. And if you have an ace and followed up with an error, I put a B with a circle around it, and it means bonehead.
Amber Sims serving for Marshall. Bankowski setting up Nicole Howell. Dug out by Sims. Stein setting up Cahill. Right over our heads. We're tied at 3. As the IPFW lead was short-lived. Amber Sims, 6'1" junior out of Ney, Ohio, if I pronounce that correctly, N-E-Y.
Yeah, Ney. Don't you know who Marshall Ney was, one of Napoleon's Marshes? There's also a Napoleon, Ohio, not too far from there.
Napoleon, I know.
Must be a French settlement.
4-3, Marshall with their first lead of the set. Bankowski setting up Brammer. And point IPFW. 4-4. Peachy Jankowski out of Fraser, Michigan to serve.
I don't know where Fraser, Michigan is.
It's on the north side of Detroit. Excuse me. Off of I-94. Service error.
But I do know where Schwerin, Germany is. I know more about German geography than I do Michigan.
Well, I got a little advantage. I'm from Detroit. Stein with a service error. And for Katie Stein, that's her second service error of the night. Jenny Cole in the serve for IPFW. Cahill, Stein setting up Billingee. And Kellyanne Billingee, the freshman out of Trinidad.
Now there's a problem. That block didn't close, and so Billingee could come right between and hit it straight down. It wasn't a matter of even going up, using her 11-inch advantage over Lindy Bankowski. It was just hitting, splitting the block, going straight down.
Service ace for Stephanie Cahill. And Marshall's up with a 2-point lead, 7-5. Lindy Bankowski setting up Powell. And it's off of Bimberg's hands, point IPFW. Nicole Howe, sophomore out of Bishop Lewis High School. Stein setting up Billingee, blocked by Lindy Bankowski. David blocked Goliath.
Yeah, I think so. And look at the grin on Billingee's face. She knows that was really dumb on her part.
6'3" being blocked by 5'4".
You know, you knew she was going to go back to have a chance to redeem herself. And if Bankowski would have gotten her hands over, then she'd have got her again because it came right down her chest. It meant she went up vertically, so the ball came down on her side of the net rather than the other side.
Maggie Arias serving for Marshall. Martins dug out by Arias. Stein setting up Billingee.
That, I think, did it come over or through Sosa?
I think went through her.
They don't mind using her out on that left side, do they?
Not a bit. Bankowski. Souza dug out by Stein, but off of Sims's hands. 9-8, IPFW trails by 1. Fabiana Souza to serve. And another service error. Fabi just not having one of her better nights.
She's very tentative with everything she does. She's not putting a lot of effort in, probably because she's made some errors, so she's trying to avoid making more errors.
Well, Billingee obliges with service errors. In fact, Marshall had 7 of them in the first 2 sets, IPFW 6, and we've already had some here in set number 3.
Now they're taking Billingee out to have someone else playing middle back. Give her a rest. Obviously, the service error indicated some fatigue.
Jan Bierce replacing Billingee. Sims with the kill. For Amber Sims, was her 7th kill of the night. Kristen Bimberg to serve. Jackson dug out. Stein tried to find it in an open spot, but she couldn't.
That corner was open. If she'd have controlled it a little better, she'd have had it.
Sonora Martins to serve for the tie. Stein for Cahill.
Ball hit the tape coming over. It deflected it, and it sharpened the angle up, and it landed out of bounds.
We're tied at 11. I had a chance to get that ball, and I showed my deteriorating skills. Free ball coming up for IPFW. Can they take advantage of it? Brammer, dug out by Arias. Stein setting up Cahill. Block at the net, Jackson and Brammer. Cahill again, dink shot. And they get a, Marshall gets away with the dink.
Yeah, Brammer blocking middle. Normally she'd be on the right side, and move Jackson out to the right side on the antenna. They move her a lot. Brammer is a very versatile blocker, and so they move her to where she best helps, either on a team block or can go one-on-one against the key hitter on the other side.
Oh, good dig that time by Bierce. Jackson setting up Brammer. Good dig by Bierce again, but it's wide. Point IPFW. But Jan Bierce, a 5'2" freshman out of Wheeling, West Virginia, had one good dig and one almost good dig.
Coaches talk a lot about energy. I'm never really sure what they meant, but you can see it when it's there, and you can tell the difference mentally on the IPFW side from the Marshall side. It's entirely different from the way it was in game one.
Howell dug out by Cahill. Stein sets up Cahill. Off of Jankowski's hands, point Marshall.
Jankowski maybe should have let that go. That was hit pretty hard and didn't have a lot of topspin that I could see.
Substitution, Billingy back in, and I believe making her first appearance tonight, Chelsea Lazar, number 3, a 6-foot freshman from Palm Harbor, Florida. Stein serving for Marshall. Brammer, point IPFW. Lindsey Brammer comes through with the kill.
Right down the line. Offensively, I think this is the best night I've seen out of her, and I don't know what she's done on the road. But at home, this is, I think, one of her best nights offensively.
Jenny Cole serving. We're tied at 13. Set number 3, match even at set apiece. Billingy with the kill. Stephanie Cahill to serve. Bankowski. Souza dug out by Cahill. Stein setting up Billingy. Off of Howell's hands.
The matchup.
15-13. I thought there'd technical timeout called. 15-13, Marshall on top. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
Do you have everything you need? Paper, pencils?
We only ask that you do your best. And make you a snack.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, two great names.
Some of the fans in attendance here tonight at the Gates Center. We are in set number 3 here of our best of 5 match, featuring the Thundering Herd of Marshall University.
Are those tennis players?
Might have been. I'll be honest, I didn't quite catch the...
I sat down just as they were going away from it. I thought maybe there were a couple of our tennis players.
And one thing I have to say, Mark, what's really been great to see here at IPFW is the other teams supporting, like tennis or soccer or basketball, coming here to watch volleyball.
I was going to say before the timeout, the matchups are not good for us for IPFW this game. Marshall rolled theirs. And what that does is put Billingy out against Bankowski on 2 or 3 rotations.
And when you're 6'3" and have long arms going against 5'4", Not as long of an arm. That's definite disadvantage for IPFW. 16-13 our score. Marshall on top. Souza with a kill. And that's the best swing Fabi's had tonight, I think.
Here we go. We're doing the double switch again. And the opposite has moved into Bankowski's position. So we have a taller blocker now against Billingsley. I figured a change had to come.
Amanda Feaster, who is a 5'10 sophomore out of DeKalb High School, along with Ashley Roth, the junior out of Leo. Those are the two gals that are in. Sandlin gets a kill.
I need to say something about that double sub. It sounds like, well, that's obvious. Why don't you do that all the time? The problem is the hitters are used to being next to the setter or two away from the setter. When they do that kind of switch, they're the opposite now. So it disrupts your offense as well, and you have to be a versatile team to make that work.
Block at the net by Marshall, and they come away with a point. They now lead 18-14. And IPFW calls timeout. You see a look at Mitch Jacobs, the Marshall coach, talking to Billingsley and Bimberg.
I think we came out, IPFW came out strong, very energetic, very positive about everything that's going on, and played well. But then Marshall settled down. The key change, as I said, Marshall rolled their lineup, which meant they changed the matchups. So that Billingsley was against Bankowski in 2 or 3 of those rotations in the front row. Coach Hutton then put in Roth opposite, and so that changed the matchups again in terms of that block. But it messed up the offense some. So now they've got to settle down the offense and see if it all works out. It's almost like a chess game. When it comes down to it, though, when you play chess, you move a piece on the board, it goes where you tell it. Doesn't work quite like that for coaches, although they'd like it to.
It's just like parents trying to tell your children something, they don't always listen.
Yeah, right.
Or your spouse, and I'll get myself into trouble for that. 18-14, players coming back on the court. Maggie Arias, the 5-foot freshman out of Bishop Chatard High School in Indianapolis, playing the libero tonight, and she's serving. Roth sets up Souza, and Fabiana comes back with another kill. Now she has 5.
The other thing that we want to watch to see if Ashley Roth stays in for a number of rotations as setter, see if that helps with Fabiana Sosa. Maybe just a little different feel to the sets she's getting.
Stein, nice block by Jackson. You're going to call, I think, 4 hits because Sims hit it. But
that set was real low, Mike. The set was below the tape. There's no way to legally hit that ball over the tape without getting blocked.
Oh, another service error by Fabiana Souza. And you see Kelly Hartley-Hutton biting her lips, and you know that's frustrating for her.
It's got to be, what, 4 service errors?
I believe 4 now. Martins off of Billingsley, and whoa, that ball was hit with authority. And there's the switch back. Now Brammer and Bankowski are back in.
The substitution rules in the women's game allow that to happen because you're allowed 12 total subs, not counting the libero, and any player, I think, has unlimited entries.
Amber Sims will get credit for the kill.
She just has to go into the same position she came out of.
Kristen Bimberg to serve. Hurd up by 3, 20-17. Bankowski. Martins dug out by Arias. Bimberg going to set up Billingsley. Oh, nice play by Jackson at the net. Brammer on the left side. Is it in? They're saying it's in. Point IPFW. Don't believe the Marshall coaching staff thought it was in, but
they didn't argue much. Brammer's gone down the line several times, although this time she went down the line on the left rather than on the right, which is her normal hitting position. Got a lineup check here. IPFW not sure which server. You can ask for a lineup check to make sure the right server goes back. If the right server hits the ball, then the scorekeeper can call the out of rotation and you lose it.
And Jackson off of Billingsley, and IPFW closes to within 1. It's now 20-19. Sonara Martins will continue to serve.
It's a tough decision for Coach Jacobs. Billingsley's a very good player, good offensively out of the back row, but defense is her weak spot.
Billingsley, dug out by Souza. Bankowski setting up Fabiana Souza, and a good block by Sims at the net. Marshall thwarts off that tie attempt. Amber Sims will serve. Mix up. Souza. Sims digs it out. Battle at the net. And then goes
double
to
hit on Claire Jackson. She lost the joust and then tried to bring it up and double hit it.
And just like that, Marshall comes back with 2 quick points. They lead 22-19.
I think Marshall's won all the jousts at the net, Mike. Excuse me. I think every one they've won.
Bankowski for Jackson, and Claire Jackson comes down with the kill. Big point for IPFW there. Peachy Jankowski to serve. Stein for Cahill. Off the fingertips of Jankowski. Point Marshall. Marshall on the mini run. They've got advantage 23-20.
Cahill's getting back into the offense. She had a lot of errors middle of the match, and this got a double hit there. That was a good call. Cahill now has 3 kills. I think she's getting more into it.
Katie Stein the serve, the 5'9" junior setter. Bankowski to Brammer. Off of Stein, point IPFW.
Brammer's up to 9 kills for IPFW. She is tied with Martins with 9 kills, leading IPFW in hitting percentage.
Jenny Colwyn to serve. 24-21 our score. Marshall on top here, set number 3. Stein for Billingsley. Dug out by Jankowski. Ball. And there's that height advantage and how it came into play. As Kellyanne Billingsley was right there at the net, as was Lindy Bankowski.
So far from what I've seen, Billingsley only has 1 swing. That's hard. She hits everything as hard as she can.
IPFW caused their second timeout of the set. They've fallen behind 26-21. You can do more than sit on the sidelines. Participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Club. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy athletics-related special events, priority access to tickets, and more. To learn about the Royal Dons Club, call 260-481-6643. You can write to the Royal Dons Club at 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805, or you can go to the IPFW Athletics website at www.ipfw.edu/athletics. Well, you see Mitch Jacob talking to his troops, a few members of the crowd here tonight. 26-21. It's basically put up or shut up time for IPFW in this third set.
Yeah, IPFW's had some ball handling errors, had some miscues. They need to pull all that together. They got to stop the service errors. And that's probably more important than even winning the game, is stopping the service errors and the ball handling errors.
Howell off a fingertip of Bimberg. I wonder if we could ever keep track sometime of when a coach calls a timeout, how many times that first point after the timeout goes their way. I think it's the 3rd time tonight after Kelly's called a timeout that IPFW has won the point. Stein setting up Bimberg. Roth going to set up Martins. With a touch?
Oh, Chris Wilder called the touch. There was a touch.
But the official has said no. Now, okay, now they change it.
The Marshall coaches are not arguing. Chris is quick to call. They knew that when they were down here and watched her. She called it right away. That Thornburg didn't see her.
Stein for Bimberg. Short set. Bimberg puts it away.
We need to get our middle blockers up quicker. I don't know, in the women's game they don't do as much as in the men's. They call it committing the block. You go up with the hitter. But their middles are tall, and they get a quick set, so they're faster to get to the ball than we are. That's out.
Martin's wide on that attempt. It's now 28-23. Marshall 2 points away from taking a 2-set-to-1 lead. Maggie Arias continues to serve. Roth setting up Souza. Oh, nice block. I think it was Sims with the block, and now you're looking at set point. Arias serving. Souza off Arias' hands.
She gets a kill because of the net error. She hit it hard. That's what the coaching staff on the IPFW bench wanted to see. Now let's see how she does on the serve. This is really important for her that she has a good serve. That'll work.
Roth setting up Martins. Dink shot. Oh, nice dig by Stein. Billingy, and it's in for the kill. Well, I thought for a second there might have been 4 hits, but I guess I didn't count correctly.
There was a call on the setter. Perhaps she mishandled. The fans were yelling behind us, but I think she did it cleanly.
Marshall wins set number 3, 30-24. They take a 2-set-to-1 lead. We'll take a break. Get ready for set number 4. You're watching IPFW Women's Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
This month on IPFW Up Close, we have something for everyone. We'll find out who will be here for the 10th season of the Omnibus Lecture Series. We'll talk with the first Chapman Distinguished Professor of English at IPFW and find out if the Renaissance has any relevance in the 21st century. And we'll meet some talented artists who are taking computer art and design to new levels. Join me, Susan Alderman, for IPFW Up Close, Sundays at noon on College Cable Access, Channel 56.
Are you in there? What's up? The show's at 7. Whoa.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
What's ahead for the future of Northeast Indiana? One answer lies with the graduates of our fine area colleges and universities. Hi, I'm Phil Laux, President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. And when you support an area college or university, you support the economic growth and development of where we live. Graduates of these higher education institutions are working hard to grow our local economy. I urge you to support your area university or college with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Our college grads are a vital part of Northeast Indiana's continued success.
Back at the Harrogate Sports Center, Mike Maas, Mark Franke with you. IPFW dropped set number 1, 30-21. They came back and won the second set, 31-29, but the third set couldn't get it going, and they lost that set 30-24. So, Mark, their backs basically are against the wall. If they want to win this match, they've got to win 2 sets in a row.
Well, you have to win the fourth one, and then you just play one. The thing about volleyball, it's not like most other sports where the scores keep accumulating. You race this late, you start at 0, and you just do it in chunks. So you never have to win more than 1 game in a row. You might have to win that 1 game in a row multiple times, but you only just worry about winning the next game, and that is an advantage.
IPFW has been outkilled, so to speak, 52-40, outset 48-40, outdug 57-45. Service aces are even at 4, but IPFW has committed 10 service errors as opposed to Marshall's 9. And
two more blocks.
Two more blocks.
The key stat is the first one you read, Mike. The 52 kills to 40. That's 12 kill difference. Same number of errors, but 12 kill advantage for Marshall. And that was that offense we talked about earlier.
Kelly Ann Billingee has 23 of those 52 Marshall kills.
She's used to doing 30 a night, or she feels like she hasn't done her job. So she's planning on getting 7 in this game. There's no doubt about it.
In fact, she had 30 kills last night, and that tied the Marshall School record, which had been held by herself and Alicia Babel. Here we go. IPFW serving to start the 4th set. Souza with a dig. Martins. Nice dig by Cahill. Bimberg, dink shot. Souza saves it. Back and forth we go. Bankowski to Martins. Dug out by Stein. Sims setting up Billingee. And that ball is in. Point Marshall.
Well, you knew when it went to Billingee it wasn't going to be tipped again. I don't think she knows how. Bimberg, if you watch her arm swing, she must have tremendously strong shoulders. She can whip that arm around very quickly.
Bankowski for Claire Jackson, and it's in for a kill. Claire Jackson with her 8th kill of the night. We're tied at 1. And Lindy Bankowski, senior tri-captain, will serve. Stein, Sims, lifted by IPFW, point Marshall. A little bit of miscommunication there at the net.
There's just been so much tipping that I think there must be miscommunication going on a lot.
Bimberg serving for the Herd.
Ooh, well, we got away with one.
Stein to Sims, blocked at the net by Jackson, off Bimberg's hands, point IPFW. Sonara Martins, the freshman out of Brazil, to serve. Stein for Cahill. Blocked by Brammer. Bankowski for Jackson. Dink shot dug out by Cahill. Billingee, and it's in.
That wasn't a dink, that was almost a whip. She almost missed the ball.
Now, regardless, Billingee now with 25 kills rather. Sims to serve. Bankowski for Nicole Howell. Dug out by Bimberg. Stein setting up Cahill. Souza digs it out. Souza dug out by Sims. Short set. And Nikki Sandlin will get credit for the kill.
I think the ball handling's just gotten awfully sloppy on both teams. Marshall bench just yelled for a ball handling call against IPFW. Even that last throw almost looked like a catch in a throw.
Bankowski for Lindsey Brammer. Dug out by Sims. Cahill at the net. Dug out by Jankowski. Oh, Sandlin wins the battle at the net.
Set was too low.
Marshall out to a quick 5-2 lead. Here in set number 4. Bankowski, who's got it? Miscommunication by IPFW. And Sandlin makes the Dons pay. 3rd kill in a row for Nikki Sandlin.
Watch Sandlin. All of her attacks seem to be throws this game. I don't know, has it been that way all match, Mike?
Seems like it. IPFW calls a quick early timeout, trailing 6-2. We'll take a break as well. You're watching IPFW Volleyball on College 56 Sports.
You know, if she continues to spill product at a rate of 3 per hour, unit cost, say 60 cents. Factor in breakage, downtime, lost sales. You're looking at $2,400 a month. Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. One university, 2 great names.
Back at the Gates Center, Marshall leading IPFW here in the 4th set, 6-2.
I wish they wouldn't come back to popcorn shots.
Makes you hungry, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've been sitting here for a long time.
Well, let's see if IPFW was hungry enough to get back into this match. Amber Sims continuing to serve for Marshall. Bankowski setting up Nicole Howell. And I think it was touched, I believe.
There's a touch, had to be.
Stein.
Nicole Howell is having an excellent offensive night. I think she's got 9 kills now against only 1 error. Her hitting percentage isn't real high. It's about 26% or so. But that's because they're digging a lot of her shots.
Peachy Jankowski with the serve. Stein for Sandlin. Dug out by Brammer. Free ball coming up. Stein setting up Billingy. Dug out by Jankowski. Free ball coming up from Marshall. Stein for Sandlin. Dug out by Bankowski. Souza setting up Brammer. Off of Billingy's hand. Stein saves it for the moment. Free ball coming up for IPFW. Souza finally gets the kill.
Both setters are having trouble getting the ball to their middles at a height they can hit it. Now that one was much better. It was what we call a spread set of 31 or whatever. But on the ones, the one where the setter's right or the middle's right in front of the setter, both setters are setting it too low.
Peachy Jankowski found that gate center jet stream again. Another service error. 7-4. Marshall leads. Katie Stein serving. Bankowski for Brammer. And Lindsey Brammer gets the kill. Nice change of pace.
That was a good save on the part of Lindsey Brammer. The set was tight and almost outside the antenna, so all she could do is dump it to an open spot, and she found it.
Jenny Cole to serve. Dons trail 7-5. Stein setting up Billingy. And a rare error for Kellyanne Billingy as she slams it into the net on her side. (7-6). Cole serving for the tie.
Wow, that was a nasty serve.
Cahill dug out by PFW. Souza finds the open spot over the outstretched arms of Billingy, and we're tied at 7.
Maybe I don't understand the game, but I think those sets are too low. All she could do was tip that. Our approach wasn't great, but it seems to me that when you have someone of her height, you want to get the set up there where she can swing at it.
Service ace. The ball goes off of Cahill's hands, and IPFW has rallied, scoring 4 points in a row.
See what Coach Jacobs is saying. He's talking to Greg Roth. Something he doesn't think is being done right. What thinks we're overlapping?
Cole serves. Stein for Billingy at the net.
Wow. That set was dying. It was tight. Billingy, all she knows how to do is go up and swing hard.
Oh, and you're 6'3" with long arms and springing your legs.
And she finds the hole in the block every time. She is quick.
She sure is. Souza comes back off of Arias' hands. 9-8. IPFW retakes the lead. And Fabiana Souza now has 9 kills.
They're either calling IPFW, or they're arguing that IPFW is either overlapping or screening on the serve.
Patty cake time. Bankowski for Martins. Dug out by Stein. Billingy at the net, slams one home. Cannot give Kellyanne Billingy an opening. She now has 27 kills. We're tied at 9. Maggie Arias to serve. Bankowski setting up Martins. Off Billingy's hands into the net. 10-9 Volleyball. Fabiana Souza to serve. Stein going to set up Billingy, but it's got to be a free ball chance. Another free ball for IPFW. Can they handle it better? Jackson. Arias, they keep it alive, does Marshall. Billingy with a dig. Battle at the net.
Someone's in the net. Claire
Who
Jackson.
is it? Jackson?
Yep. Claire Jackson got the net. Nice aggressive play by Claire Jackson. Good recovery, keeping the ball alive by Marshall. They were at disadvantage that entire rally, just kept the ball in play, and you need to do that and let the other team make a mistake.
Billingy with another service error. And I believe that is her 4th service error of the night. 11-10, IPFW with the lead and the serve. Stein for Sims. Dug out by Souza. Bankowski for Martins. Oh, nice tip at the net by Marshall. Brammer on the right side. And Marshall will get the point as Bimberg forced a block, which IPFW couldn't handle. Christian Bimberg to serve.
Oh, nice serve.
Brammer from the left side, dug out by Cahill. Bankowski for Brammer. Nice dig by Billingy. And Marshall will get the point, I think. Or was it?
Yeah, Claire Jackson hit the overpass but hit it out of bounds.
Marshall takes the lead, 12-11. Bimberg continues to serve. Whoa,
wow.
Nice low serve. Martins dug out by Bimberg. Stein sets up Cahill. And it's wide, I think. Point IPFW. Tough angle there to try to get that kill.
Well, the ball's being set outside and outside the antenna. And what Cahill needs to do is get off the court and come in on an angle rather than trying to get it on the line and come in straight.
Stein setting up Cahill. Nice block by Jackson, I believe. She and Brammer were there. Oh, I guess they're calling it point
Came
Marshall.
down on the IPFW side.
Okay.
Or did it come down out? I didn't see it. I was watching Cahill's approach.
I saw that ball hit the floor, and I thought it was on the Marshall side, but point Marshall. Sims serving. Jackson. Billingy with a dig. Stein going to set up Cahill. And another block goes wide by Jackson.
Each of those last two approaches by Cahill were what I was talking about. She got off and came in on an angle, and it's very difficult to block that when the hitter comes in on that angle because the blocker has to adjust her angle to block the ball into the court, not back off the court.
Free ball coming up for Marshall. Cahill off the hands of Bankowski. 15-12, and for Stephanie Cahill, that's her 12th kill. She has 16 digs. Last night she had 22 kills and 17 digs against Northern Illinois. Howell gets the kill.
She now has 10 kills with her 12 digs. Is that? I guess you'd call that a double-double, right? Kills and digs?
Yeah,
I don't know what a double-double is.
In basketball, we do. Peachy Jankowski serving. Stein. Cahill's got to get it over defensively. Free ball attempt. Mastodons. Souza gets the kill off of Cahill's hand.
You notice that set was higher. That allowed her to make some arm extension, get a swing in it. She still didn't hit it all that hard, but she at least had a chance to swing at the ball and direct it.
Peachy Jankowski serving for a possible tie. Stein for Cahill. Dug out by Jankowski. Martins, oh, mishits it into the net. Point Marshall.
All these Marshall girls like to swing at the ball, don't they?
They sure do.
At least the outsides do.
Katie Stein serving. Howell gets the kill off of Bimberg's hands. As you said, Nicole Howell now has 11 kills tonight.
Against only one error.
Jenny Cole into serve. 16-15. Marshall leads by 1 in this set. They lead the match 2-1. And a service error. Boy, how many service errors?
Here's what's interesting about the IPFW offense. Our two leading hitters are our left side hitters, Nicole Howell and Martins, each with 11. Souza has come back with 10 kills.
Howell, but dug out by Billingy. Stein going to set up Billingy at the net. Dug out by Martins. Bankowski for Souza. Point IPFW. 17-16. IPFW cutting the lead to 1. Nicole Howe to serve. Stein setting up Billingy. Dink shot. Dug out by Martins. Billingy again at the net. Another dink shot. Cole digs it out. Martins left side. Point IPFW, I think.
Billingy tipped it twice. Coach Jacobs has talked to her now after each of the last 2 plays. Obviously, he's not happy that she's up there tipping all the time, but I don't know what he said to her the previous time.
We're tied at 17. Stein setting up Billingy. Billingy didn't miss on that one.
That wasn't a tip, was it?
28 kills now for Kellyanne Billingy. Maggie Arias to serve. Bankowski.
Oh, block across the net.
Bimberg got her hands over the net. We're tied once again at 18.
That was Sims, I think. We have a new middle in Sims.
Souza serving. Bimberg, dink shot dug out by Cole. Jackson with the kill. Right in front of Stephanie Cahill.
I guess that's Sims' normal position, isn't it?
And Marshall calls timeout, trailing 19-18. The IPFW players at their bench. Latest Mastodon scores and stats are available on the World Wide Web at www.ipfw.edu/athletics. You can check up on teams, players, and programs anytime you like at the official Mastodon website. Once again, that's www.ipfw.edu/athletics.
One of the things that IPFW's coaching staff has been trying to do is get the offense more balanced. Obviously, with Fabiana Sosa and her strength, they go to her a lot tonight, in large part because Fabi started so poorly. We have a very balanced offense. We have 12, 11, 11, 10, and 9 kills. They couldn't ask for a better distribution.
And the hitting percentage is better for IPF. There's an oddity. Oh, I was going to say, I'm misreading it. Marshall in this set hitting 257, IPFW 237. And thank you, Bernie Lohmiller, back in the back. Fabiana Sosa now hitting a positive 025 tonight. 11 kills, 10 errors. Here we go. Fabi serving. Bimberg. And she gets the kill as Jenny Cole couldn't get to it. Just like that, we're tied at 19. Kellyanne Billingy to serve. Jump serve. It's a good one. Bankowski. Jackson dug out by Cahill. Bimberg. And it's in for a kill. Marshall retakes the lead, 20-19.
Has Marshall changed their back row defense? We got Billingsley was the middle back. They moved her to right back. She's the opposite. That's where you expect her to play, but she has not been playing there.
Point again to Marshall. And they've run off 3 points in a row.
Got 2 of them off Billingsley's serve. She's had trouble just clearing the net this game.
She's had 4 service errors. Make it 5.
Maybe 6.
She's had 2 this game, and she had.
You sure she doesn't have 3 this game?
Might be 3. She had 3 coming into this game. Lindy Bankowski to serve. Dons trail by 1. Sims, touch, point Marshall off of Howell, I believe. It's 22-20. Marshall with the lead here in set number 4. Kristen Bimberg serving. Bankowski for Martins. Off of Arias' hands.
For a net. Doesn't matter.
Sonara Martins with a chance to tie. Stein setting up Stephanie Cahill. And it's long, I think. Oh, is it in?
Yeah, it's in. I think Nicole Howell's done that twice, ducked thinking the ball was going to go out, but there was enough topspin on it that it dropped and landed inbounds.
13 kills now for Stephanie Cahill. Amber Sims to serve. Dons need to make a stop. Brammer. Billingee with the dig. Cahill off of the hand of Jackson, I believe. Either Jackson or Brammer. 24-21, Marshall on top. IPFW calls timeout. As you see, Mitch Jacobs talking to Stephanie Cahill.
He's been working with her quite a bit. I think he's trying to, I know at one time he was talking about her approach. I'm not sure what he's talking about now. She's a very energetic player. She goes out there and works at it, and I think he probably just needs to keep telling her what to focus on.
I want to remind you to tune in to College 56 Tuesday, October 12th, and Sunday, October 17th for the replay of tonight's match with Marshall. Again, that's 8 o'clock Tuesday, October 12th, and 7:30 p.m. Sunday, October 17th, for the replay of tonight's match right here on College 56 Sports. One thing we haven't mentioned tonight, Mark, when you look at this Marshall roster, there are no seniors. Amber Sims is a junior. Katie Stein is a junior. Nikki Sandlin is a junior. And Kristen Bimberg is a sophomore, and everybody else is a freshman. So it's a young Marshall team. Billingee with the dig. Stein going to set up Cahill. Blocked by Brammer. Stein to Sandlin, and that time Nikki Sandlin gets a kill, and it's 25-21.
Billingee's back in middle back, so it must have just been when she was serving they put her in right back.
Sims again with the serve. Bankowski for Howell. Nice dig by Sims. Billingee dug out by Jankowski. Nicole Howell, dink shot. Oh, Sandlin with a nice block. Jackson, change of pace. Stein for Cahill. Off of Jackson's hands, point Marshall. And IPFW is quickly running out of opportunities to make mistakes and still be alive. It's 26-21. And a service error, which best friend IPFW has right now.
Marshall has a lot of offensive options. They can go to just about anybody, and so it doesn't matter what rotation they're in, who's having a good night or bad night, at least from what I've seen, that they've always got someone else they can go to. And it's amazing they're that young when you see them play.
Jankowski serving. Stein for Cahill. Dug out by Bankowski. Howell. Dug out by Cahill, but it's wide. Point IPFW. (26-23). Jankowski continues to serve. Stein for Sandlin. Nice block tip by Nicole Howell.
Little Marshall timeout. I think I know what he's going to say.
Okay.
That set didn't need to be made. She tried to do too much with that setter. The pass was bad. And the thing about a setter is when the pass is bad, just try to make it something hittable. Don't try to make it a great set because you can't unless your pass is good. So she did that back twisting around, and it was a little low and maybe a little faster than what was expected. And so they lost the point. They're leading. They can win this match if they just continue to side out. And he's going to tell the ball handlers, the passers, to pass to target, and the setter to make smart sets and do it the easy way. IPFW, meanwhile, has to talk about we can't have service errors, we can't have hitting errors. We have to be ready. We have to get touches on the block. We don't have to get blocks. We have to get touches on the block.
Well, players back on the court. Peachy Jankowski ready to continue serving. Long time. Now the serve's on its way. Stein setting up Billingee. Off the hands of Jankowski. 27-24, Marshall with the lead, and now the serve. Katie Stein, the setter, will serve. Both teams have used their allotted 2 timeouts this set. Jankowski for Howell. Block at the net.
Calling no touch on the Marshall bench.
IPFW gets the point. Jenny Cohen to serve.
There's been a lot of those tonight where the ball's been right at the tape, and it's hard to tell whether it's cleared or not, whether it's blocked or whether there's 4 hits. That's where this
Stein going to set up Billingee. Off the hands of Bankowski. Oh, off the hand of Jenny Cole. Now,
well, that set was no surprise to IPFW. Just we got a touch, but we're not able to play the ball up. Now we do the double switch, so we have a better block in.
Roth and Feaster in. Stephanie Cahill to serve. Marshall 2 points away from a match victory. Can the Dons come back? Roth for Howell. Dug out by Cahill. Stein setting up Billingee. Off the hands of Jankowski.
She came inside.
And we are at match point. And with that kill, Kellyanne Billingee, I believe, has just set a new Marshall record with 31 kills in a match. Roth for Howell. Stein saves it. Billingee. Dug out by Jankowski. Roth for Howell. Into the net. Point Marshall. Set Marshall. Match Marshall.
What record did Billingee set?
The individual kill record in a match.
31?
31 is the record now. She had previously tied it with 30 with her and Alicia Babel. If it's Babel or Babel, I'm not sure. But in any event, Marshall wins this match 3-1. By scores of 30-21, 29-31, 30-24, and 30-25. They improved to 11-6 overall. IPFW drops to 12-7. And tough week for IPFW against the MAC teams, Mark. They win 1, they lose 2, and it's not done yet because their next match will be on the road next Thursday night down in Muncie against Ball State.
And that's a big match. Obviously, an in-state rival, a MAC school. It's a rival both in the men's and the women's volleyball. And I understand that they're going to take some students along to help cheer the team along.
That should be interesting. Real briefly tonight, Marshall, 74 kills as a team. They hit 277. They had 70 assists, 85 digs, 7 blocks. IPFW, 56 kills. They hit 170. They had 56 assists, 67 digs, and 9 blocks. Again, leading the way, Kellyanne Billingee, the freshman out of Trinidad, a new record, Marshall record, 31 kills. Stephanie Cahill had 15. Amber Sims had 12. IPFW was led Nicole Howe and Sonara Martins with 13 kills apiece. Fabiana Sosa with 11. Lindsey Brammer with 10. In the center position, Katie Stein had 63 assists. Lindy Bankowski had 44.
Let's go to the stat that mattered. The hitting percentage. Here's what Marshall hit tonight. In game 1, 32%. Game 2 that IPFW won, 6%. Game 3, 43%. Game 4, 36%. It's almost impossible to beat a team that's hitting like that. IPFW's percentage on the night, 17%.
Well, Mark, we will be back again 1 week from tonight when the Oakland Grizzlies, coached by former IPFW men's assistant coach Dave Schmidlin, come to town. Match will start at 7 p.m. Again, I want to remind you the replay Tuesday night and Sunday night for the replay of tonight's match again. Oakland 1 week from tonight at 7 o'clock, and then Wright State in Senior Day, which will be 2 weeks from today at 3 p.m. Oakland 1 week from today at 7 o'clock. Wright State 2 weeks from today at 3 p.m. Our next 2 IPFW women's volleyball telecast. Well, at this time, we'd like to thank the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, Our two sponsors, Ryan Steakhouse, located on North Clinton Street across from Scott's Foods, and Marco's Pizza, located on the corner of Washington Center and North Clinton Street, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 Sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted in the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed this telecast of IPFW Sports, if not the outcome, and we thank you again for joining us this evening. For Mark Franke, this is Mike Moss saying so long for now. Once again, tonight, IPFW falls to the Thundering Herd from Marshall. Scores were 30-21, 29-31, 30-24, 30-25. Marshall improves to 11-6. IPFW drops to 12-7. Until next Saturday night at 7 o'clock, we wish you a pleasant good evening from the Hilliard Gate Sports Center here on the campus of IPFW.